You know, I never really made a video on 3v3T, or really even considered doing a video at all. When I got an invite to check this base out, I could not hold back. Welcome to Skyreach. Skyreach is an amazing base created by several people on 3v3T. What is Skyreach, I hear you saying? It is basically a base out in the middle of nowhere on a top of a bunch of islands. And as you can see, there's a lot here to check out. Castles, coliseums, there's even pixel art over there, and even a medieval town. I want to say thank you to Webeckle right here for giving me the full-on tour, and thank you to every one of the members of Skyreach for allowing me to tour the base. So right off the bat, I'm going to say that this entire place and the first couple islands were built by a player named It's Machir. He took the time to construct every one of these islands, block by block. As you can see, we are above a massive ocean right now. And so you had to make all of these blocks, all of these islands out of scratch. And he decorated these sort of private houses, these houses over in that direction, and even went straight up to making a castle. And this right here is the main castle of Skyreach. It was constructed by the man right there, in glory. Constructed by yours truly, yes, Webeckle. And you see, this place is massive. There's a lot to check out here. We're going to do a full-on tour of this place. And as you see, it's very well built as well. It's got a lot of detail, from vines to little breaks in the wall. It's absolutely perfect, and I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from this place. I'll be fairly honest, I love the medieval style, and this place is perfect for that. And right now, we are going to enter this throne room. The builder of the castle wanted a room in his honor, and this is more than honorable. You've got map art on all sides, the color scheme of the castle, all these bits of armor and these columns on the side. And this right here is the home of Imperium. Imperium is the group that many of the players in this base are part of. And this right here, if you didn't know, is their logo. It's a bit messed up because of my shaders, but regardless, we can head up this first tower right here. And when we enter this room, you have a huge room full of everything that's part of the base. You've got a huge map here, a few signs. This is the meeting hall. Here is mainly where they discuss tactics to destroy servers and new friends. And from what I've heard, it's often a little rivalry between 3v3T and 9b9t. But regardless to that, here's the official Skyreach member wall. You've got people who are a part of the base, including Gecko Gaming, Raider Top, It's Mitcher, Day, all sorts of people are part of this base. Daddy Cyan. And while I was never really officially part of the base, I came here to tour it. I never really built here, but I toured 625-17. Now this part of the area is really sick. Not only do you have this really cool floor design, but you also have, when you go right out here, a beautiful view of Skyreach. As you can see here, it's sort of a night view of the Skyreach castle. You can see every part of the courtyard and even a few of the walls. If I turn around and look up, you can see some of the places we're about to visit. Now leaving that area, we can head all the way up to the top of this main tower and get a great view of everything. Now currently it's not daytime, but I can't wait to show you what it looks like when it is. This place is absolutely beautiful during the day. Amazing views and everything. Up here's a small cafe for the lords. A nice little place to sit. A little desk to look outside, look down. Place to sit just in case you want to eat or write something down. Very cool. We can also head all the way up here to the very top. This is one of the highest towers in Skyreach. A place where you can look down and see everywhere. Everything. There's a little balcony up here. See a lot from up here. You can see all of the little areas, all the little islands we're going to check out soon enough. Now, without any more interruptions, let's head all the way up to the top. And we'll find this amazing room up here. This right here is the Tower of Knowledge. So you've got all these books around here in the enchantment table. Very fitting name. You also have all these other cool map arts up here. Here's the Imperium map art. And over here, you've got the sort of satanic symbol map art. I think that's what it is, at least. Too bad my shaders are messing it up, but you can see it perfectly from here. You can also look down and see a whole ton of it. You can see parts that are still in construction. You can see some of the completed builds. All things we'll see later in the tour. But this is just an awesome part of the base. I love how it's designed. And one of my favorite parts that I've noticed is a lot of this base isn't just for aesthetics. You can actually use some of this base. Some of this base is actually pretty practical. When we go back down here, we're back into the throne room. Absolutely beautiful. Here is a view of it in the daytime. You can see what I mean. The whole sunshine shines in right through the main gates. and shines all the way throughout the room, illuminating it. Get another, if we head out here real fast, we can see the courtyard again. Very pretty. We'll get to checking that out more later on in the tour. Now let's head to the other side of the castle to see this tower. Now this tower is very, very, very massive. If you look up, you can see we have a long ways to go until we reach the top. But eventually, if we just keep going, we reach one of the higher towers here at Skyreach. And this tower up here, I've seen, is more dedicated to the views. Lots of tables, a place to sit, places to eat. It's always nice to have those. It's always nice to have those sort of places. Of course, it's not very practical. It's great interior. Brings this place, makes it seem more alive, not just empty. Not just a bunch of empty shells where stuff should be. This castle is fully decorated with items. And you even have more map art out here. Like, here's a weed map art. Completely necessary. But anyways, as you can see, you can get a whole great view of this entire place. You can just sit here, and after a long day, you can just relax. Just take some food, take a drink, talk with a few friends, come up here. You know, you're building all day, mining all day, and you just want to have a quick break. Absolutely love this place. It's just the more and more I walk around here, you start to notice all the attention to detail. As you can see, through every part of the base, there are little nooks and crannies in the wall, like this sort of stone brickage here that is meant to bring out the detail in the place. You even have these chiseled stone bricks. Over here, we've got a bit of a farms on the side, very classical for a medieval build. I think it looks nice. Again, it makes this place more practical. If you ever need food, it's right here at the castle. And here we're going up another tower to get more views of the place. And wow, look at how it looks out in daylight. This is 100% screenshot worthy. You know, for bases I visit, I like to take screenshots and sometimes set them as my wallpaper, because honestly, some of these bases are completely beautiful. In this right here, you can just get an amazing view of everything. This is one of the larger watchtowers, which lets you look over the entire kingdom. Let's get up to the top and sort of just take it in for a second. You can see all the islands from here in their full beauty. I'm very thankful that the people who built this base have allowed me to tour. When I was originally checking this place out, some of the members who built this place came on just to show me the place around. Even the owner of 3v3T came to say hi and see the tour. I'm very appreciative of what they've done in allowing me to tour this place. Very thankful. Here we have an archery tower to potentially snipe any sort of invaders or griefers that want to hurt this place. Maybe enemies, if you have to. But when I first joined this server, I was showered with gifts. I had nothing on the server. Everything I have in my inventory right now was given to me by players on this server. So if you're watching this and you know who you are, thank you so much for all the items. I very much appreciate it, even if I didn't say it. Now, if we head all the way up here, we've got one of the two towers that sort of guard the gate here. And one thing I want to mention about this entire place that really stands out is this castle doesn't really follow rules of symmetry. And generally, when I make a castle, I always try to follow the rules of symmetry. And I'll be honest, that always isn't the best option for a castle, because it doesn't have that sort of natural castle look. But with this castle, that is not an issue. As you can see, you have a great view of this entire place, and you can see that there is no symmetry at all. It's got that natural flowing castle look that looks very nice. While some may say that it has to have that natural symmetry to look nice, I say that this castle is a pure example that you don't need to have complete symmetry to make something that looks nice. Here's the entrance to the soldiers' quarters. If we go up here you've got sort of their meeting room. This is where the soldiers sort of discuss whatever they need to talk about. It's not really where the lords are, the kings are. It's sort of where the soldiers hang out. It's where they discuss what their next mission is or what they want to do for the day. Very cool. We can keep heading upwards like this. And we've got this looks like a bit of a storage room. Yep, this is storage. We hold all your swords, all of your TNT, everything you may ever need. And you got a little attic area right into another view of the entire place. We can head back down here. We've got this cool little walkway. Looks completely natural. And in here, you've got a really cool area. Reminds me of a barracks, but this is the dining hall. You've got map art here, banners. Over here we have just an area where you can store stuff, possibly cook food. And hey, look at that. You've got the Coca-Cola banner. Kind of funny because I just toured the Shelter 404 base, the Coca-Cola spawn base. Those people are really nice. I'll give it to them. Here you have a nice little outwards area. If you don't want to eat inside, you can eat outside and just take in a breath of fresh air. Got some nice gardens here. You can just look down into the ocean. Now here's another watchtower to protect his private quarters. We'll get over here in just a second. Over there, we have his private quarters over there. Of course, you know, being the king of the castle, you want to have your own little special room. But from up here, we can see quite a few things we're going to visit. Like over there is a marketplace we're going to check out sooner or later. A few of the other islands, the town. Let's head back down as there's even more places of the castle we got to see. You think that this is it? Oh, we've only just begun. When we go all the way down here to the sort of basement, we have this area over here that leads into the sleeping quarters. It's where all the soldiers can rest their bodies after a long day. Here's another Imperium. Here's another Imperium map art. Grim Reaper map art. Got a few other things. You ever need to craft something, maybe cook something, repair something, got everything you may need there. Here's even more sleeping quarters. You got some more of the Coca-Cola banners, map art, beds. Absolutely awesome. And over here, I haven't seen this before. Where does this go? All this leads right... Oh, look at it. It all connects back up. Leads right into the throne room. Very cool. And now we're going to head to his private quarters. And go up here and take a bit of a left. Yep. And go into this little room once you're in the meeting room. You have this tiny little storage room. But once you go up these stairs, you have another great view of a few walls around the base. But it leads into this nice, nifty little area. This is a small cafe that he built for himself. Maybe perhaps this is a place where you want to... Ooh, what was that? Ooh, delicious. Thank you for that. Thank you. This is an area where maybe he wants to take his family, you know, perhaps relax for the day. Have a pavilion here, just a nice area to relax. Just an area to relax after a long, hard day of building. In my opinion, it's one of the cooler areas of the base. It feels like only royalty is allowed up here. And if you're up here, it's either for something really private or you're really respected. Up here we have his bedroom. A huge, big, comfortable bed just for him. Being the king, you need a special room just for yourself. And up here is the main view of the castle. You can see the entire courtyard from up here. And look up and see the entirety of Skyreach. It's sort of like he owns the land in a way, and when he looks down, he can see everything. Well, of course, he's not the founder of the base, but it sort of feels that way. It gives you that feel when you're up here. Now, exiting the private quarters, we have a few other places we can see. We head back down here, we go right into the meeting room. But what he's going to show us now is the walls around the entire thing. Here we can walk over this sort of area that overlooks the courtyard. We can head down here. This is sort of where the you could say the soldiers walk, and they guard the area and look down upon the courtyard, make sure there's nobody suspicious coming in, and that could potentially hurt the king or anything. Here we have horses, the stables, you could say. This little special horse right here is his horse. Now I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm not really gonna try, but there's his horse in his full glory. If you ever wants to take his horse and ride it around Skyreach, there you go. You know, it's sort of, it's cool in a way. This sort of feels like a society, you could say. Feels like he can take his horse and ride around the entire town and say hello to the civilians and citizens of Skyreach. Once we exit the castle and head over this direction, we'll find a bunch of the tinier houses. These are a bunch of houses made by Weebekul himself. The entire place was terraformed by Daddy Cyan, and the houses were made by him. If you go in here, oh wow, look at this! Got all the riches of Skyreach right here, a small fortune. Got gold, diamond, emerald, iron. You know, they disguised this place to make it seem sort of like there's nobody here. Sort of like it's poor, but if you really want to hide all the riches, they're all right there. Nobody will suspect a thing. Once we go over here, we've got the marketplace with a really cool tree center place. You have this fence going all the way around that has the two main colors of the castle. The red and black sort of colors. And each and every one of these has stuff inside of it, like they're selling things. You can see, like, this shop right here is selling green wool, for example. And a lot of attention to detail. It's almost like it's alive as people come here every day to buy and sell items. Sort of like there's an economy in all of Skyreach. It's very cool. This house over here was made by Daddy Cyan. Got a few other houses that seems like they're all made by Weebekul. Over here we've got this island, and this island is particularly cool in my opinion. Instead of just being more houses, you can see that this island serves one purpose. Not only to connect the other islands, but to just have foliage on it. You can see there's sort of this river coming down, and just trees around here. Go over this way, we've got a really neat build over here. As you can see in the distance, there's that hot air balloon over there, and right here is another hot air balloon. If you climb up here, you can just get on this hot air balloon, just fly wherever you want. And not only that, you've got sort of a wheat farm here. Like I said earlier, it's not like these islands are all just for aesthetics, they're actually for practical uses. While I really doubt the people around here eat bread every day, it's nice to have the idea there that if there was somehow no golden carrots going around, you could definitely head over there and get as much food as you want. Once we head over here, we've got a farm area. You've got this wonderful barn, and what I like about this barn is it isn't the casual barn with hay bales over the top or just the casual red wool top. It follows the medieval design, and I like that. Like I said earlier, if I ever was to make a medieval town, because medieval is definitely my favorite style, this place is definitely where I'll take my inspiration from. Up here in the attic, we have food for all the animals below. And down here, it's a bit crowded with all the animals. It seems like they've escaped their pen. I don't think that's much of an issue, as they won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Here's a small fishing pond over here. Again, I have to say, I really like the creativity put into this. It isn't just a bunch of islands with medieval builds on it. There are a few other things to break it up a bit. For example, here you've just got a small fishing pond, and I'm assuming going to be more foliage over here. But right here is one of the coolest builds at this place. And this build, I haven't said much about it, because I sort of wanted to keep it as a surprise, but it's a Greek temple made by Itzmitcher. I absolutely love this build. It makes great use of all the different types of quartz in the sea lanterns. The columns, the chiseled stone, the chiseled bricks. And over here, we have an area where they pray for those who pay for the server to run. God bless. But this area is really freaking awesome, but that's not even the best part. While I will admit this place is a bit absent, it all is made up when you head all the way up to the top. Once you're at the top, you get this sort of Colosseum feel, but you go out here and you look this way, and you get one of the best views, if not the best, view of Skyreach. I'll give you all just a quick moment to take it all in. Absolutely wonderful view of the entire castle, of the entirety of Skyreach. As I've stated, this place is still a work in progress. Just imagine the view you'd get from here once there are a million other islands around here. Imagine if you take those hot air balloons and build a few more, add some stuff potentially behind there, potentially over there, and you just get your entire screen is filled with a beautiful view. Now once we go from the Greek temple and past the small fishing pond, we go to another island right here that has a really cool pixel art made by Ridertop. Once we head over here, we've got a really cool build over here. Now, what do I love about this build? It's the fact that it's completely unnecessary. You didn't have to make it, but you did it anyways, and it follows so many rules of symmetry. This is the Gecko Gaming Temple. Now, what I like about this build the most is that when you look around in each direction, it's all symmetrically the same. You know, it's one of those builds that are unbelievably really satisfying to look at, you could say. It takes great use of the red and normal sandstone. You can see there's sort of, the way that it's designed, the red sandstone sort of pops out in contrast to the regular sandstone. It's very cool. Now once we're back here, we can get one last final look at the entire town. And just over the sea, he's about to fly there in a moment, is something that he's very proud of. He's gonna fly over there and TP me over. Now I've been holding off for a while, but what you see right here, you might recognize it already, is the entire Jesus statue. The iconic 2B2T statue rebuilt on 3B3T in its full glory. Whether you believe it or not, this is all built block by block by Itzmitcher. You know, I cannot believe that they put in so much time to remake something like this. It's absolutely beautiful. And over here, we've got a build by Drud14. It is the best build I've ever seen. Never seen a build better than this. forget the entire base. It's all irrelevant. This right here, a build by Drud14. Drud14 has never made a better build, is this wooden house. Man, is it crazy. It's so unbelievable. It's my mind is absolutely blown. And as you see it right there, better than Talon. It's better than Talon. Talon was great, but forget Talon, dude. This build right here, crazy. We've got a few more builds around here. We've got a lighthouse over there that we're going to check out in a moment. And right here we've got, I'm not really sure what this is, but it's just a cool, nice little addition to the base. Sort of like a staircase going up with beacons in the middle. I think it's just sort of like an aesthetic thing that they added once they had all the beacon effects going. Look at that! Oh my gosh! All right, okay. Well, I didn't see that coming, but look at that. I remember this. Villicool, the person I was talking about earlier that built the balloon and stuff, was part of the base. Actually had me sign on 3v3t quite a while ago. When you get killed on 3v3t, you drop your head, and so Villicool wanted me to hop on and give out my head for free in a signed book, and I was more than happy to. And right there, as you saw, the server has been backdoored a few times as I've known, and they've got a few illegal items that you can only get in creative. As you saw, there's a command block there and an end portal frame. Now once on this island, we can go up here, and we're inside the lighthouse. There isn't much in here as of now, but I'm sure it'll be filled with interior soon enough. Nice little tables, nice chairs, maybe even potentially map art. And once we're all the way at the top, and it's daytime, if you look out this window, you can see the entire statue right there. Just wow, look at that. I have to give it to every member of this base. They put in all these hours, and I will say it is 100% worth it. If you see any members of the base, any of them, please let them know that this base is absolutely amazing. It's really hard to point out when you're showing all these builds in collaboration how much time and effort was put into these. Because I've made quite a few builds in my time. I've been playing this game for a long time. And I know how long it can take to make a single build. And that's just one build, not to mention all the time that they've put into these couple of builds. Now this final place is just a tiny little island out in the middle of nowhere underneath Skyreach. You can see the castle over there. I can't really generate much of it because I'm far away from it, but here's just a nice little survival island. After a long, hard day of doing whatever you may need, mining, building, crafting, you just want to relax and chill out on a cool island. You've got all sorts of cool builds. You've got just some nice, nifty builds here. Cool little campfire, a tent, some stones, custom trees. It's just a nice little place to hang out. And in my opinion, it is the best place to end this video. And thanks once again to Rebecca for giving me the full tour of Skyreach. I had a few issues recording, and he had the patience to handle them. I am very appreciative of everybody who's in this base. And I hope Skyreach will never be forgotten to be one of the coolest bases and creative bases on 3v3t. Thank you all so much for watching.